Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Dahlia. Today we are back on Croakwood, my all frog fishing town, village, whatever you want to call this place, working on another build. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you're not already, make sure to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new here to make sure you don't miss any videos I post of this island or any other island I'm working on.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
But yeah, without further ado, let's head over to the area we're working on and get started with today's video. Now for this build, we're continuing a build that we did in the last video, which is this little houseboat build that I did next to the Blathers tent build I did in my previous video. And we're going to be decorating all this area here. We're also ironically going to be decorating Ward Jr.'s house, and he happened to be walking around this area even though his house is not placed yet. But yeah, that's what we're doing, and we're literally just building houseboats, or a version of houseboats. These don't really look like houseboats because they have like docks on them, so technically they'll be like little baby islands, I guess you could call them, or like little houses on docks in the middle of the water. I don't know, whatever they're called. That's what we're doing. So in my last video, like I said, we were going to be continuing this build into the next video, and the main reason I wanted to continue is because this space right here at the center where you see like that area right here, it looked very bare when I was finishing my last video, and I'm like, okay, I know going into the next video we really have to cover that space, because for me, I hate builds that don't look full and that don't have like I need every space on my islands to be covered. That is a problem, I know.
You have issues.
Which is why I constantly glitch and I have lag on every island that I do. But if you don't have lag on your islands, I don't think you're trying hard enough. Basically, I'm just an overachiever, and I like clutter, and I like things to be like crazy and over, just way too much. I do too much, but it's fine. It's okay. I love how this build turned out, and I'm really excited for you guys to see it because it's a little bit different than what I've done on this island so far.
What are you talking about? Why are you lying?
In terms of like the layout, because we don't really have the areas connecting to other areas. Everything in this particular build is kind of like its own little individual spot. So it's just like a bunch of like fake buildings or these houseboats kind of tied together in this area of water, which I really like. And we also start to connect other builds too, because this is directly behind my plaza, and it's also to the left of the fish and chips. No, not the fish and chips. The fish seafood restaurant build that I did for Huck. So everything kind of like just ties together. So I did a bunch of terraforming, as you can see. Well, not like a ton. I did a bunch of 4x2 builds, and then we're placing the deck, and then we're going to be placing the water down. And I broke up a lot of this pathing just because I feel like you guys have seen me place my codes a lot so far on this island, and I feel like a lot of my builds are getting very repetitive because it's the same thing. I start by doing my deck, and then I place the water, and then I place the trees, and then I start placing items.
It just gets better and better all together.
And this is not significantly different to any of the other builds I've done on the island in terms of like the layout of the build, but yeah, I feel like as I was editing today's video, I was like, why is everything the same? This is how I'm getting used to the builds. Like, that's just how I've decided to decorate this island, which is fine. It works for me. It's a great way of decorating. But yeah, it's definitely got repetitive in terms of like editing, you know? So anyways, I placed the retro transportation stops in front of and around Huck's house. And now we're working on this fake building, and all the fake buildings have the exact same layout. So they're going to look exactly like the one I did in the previous video. The only thing I'm changing in between each of them is the colorways, and then obviously the furniture that I'm going to be placing at the beginning or like at the front of the building. So like this particular one, I did the blue and gray, and then I do like yellow and brown and green and brown and gray, and you'll see them. Like, I just didn't want to show you guys me placing the same items over and over again, but here's what they look like. And they just look really good all together. I like how the color scheme looks. And like, as I've said before, even though all my fake buildings look the same because I'm using the retro transportation stops as the only item to make my fake buildings on this island, as opposed to like the storefronts or other items, because there's so many different colorways, I feel like I'm getting away with it because there's enough color to make the variations look nice, and all the colors just so happen to match my color scheme, and it's just, I think it looks pretty good. So before we place the water code down, I'm running around and planting trees. Like I said, every single build has the same layout. I'm trying to make them variated. I'm really trying, but like, this is just how the builds have come together for me, and I like them. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate Frobert? Look how cute he is, just sitting there, adorable little guy. But anyways, yeah, so we're going to be placing the water code. Like I said, we already basically did place it down, and I'm going around the trees and placing like the codes around to create like the perimeter. And once again, you guys have seen me do this, so I'm not going to show like too much of a detail. If you guys want like a detailed explanation on how to use these codes, let me know, and I can do maybe a not sped up version so you guys can see what it looks like in real time. But I've done this now for like many videos, considering we've been working on this island for like about a month and a half, 2 months now. I think about 2 months. And yeah, I've pretty much done the same thing over and over again. I've definitely found my groove for this island now 100%. And if you didn't see my last video, but you saw the one before, I have officially decided that this is the only code, only path code I'm going to be using on this island. I'm not going to be using any row codes or other codes for like the floors. I'm literally just using the deck code that you guys saw me place down already, and this water code. I'm just experimenting with using an entire fake water code on an island. I've never done it before, and I love it. I think this island is just coming together so well, and it's so fun and vibrant, and it's definitely different than the original initial island theme I had planned. Because if you guys remember at the beginning, it was supposed to be like this swampy, jungle-ish kind of island, and it still has like that kind of swamp element, I guess you could say, because it's all frogs, but it's not like the dark colors that I thought it was going to be. It's very vibrant. It's much more tropical, which I really love, considering it definitely fits the summer theme that I'm obviously in at the time of year that we're decorating this island. And I just love it. I think it's a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So anyways, I placed down all the water code, and now we're going to start to work on the houseboats and the different furniture for each. And didn't know exactly what I was going to do going into this. All I know is that each of them are going to have like different versions of like the same kind of furniture. So I use a lot of like pirate barrels and wooden boxes, and then just kind of throw in a bunch of like fishing items. So I worked on Dr. Wart Jr.'s house first, and gave him a very simple front little area, but his own little houseboat is just so cute, and it does kind of look like a boat to me, considering I put like his house and then the fake little building beside his house. I think it looks cute. It actually does kind of look like a boat.
Sure, Jan.
Unlike the other buildings that just look like buildings, this one actually does kind of give like the illusion of like a boat. I don't know, maybe let me know if I'm not gaslighting myself into thinking that, but I love how his little area turned out. So each of the houseboats are getting their own little variation of like basically just like a bunch of the same items is kind of like tossed in like different ways. So each little section has like a little sitting area. There's some fishing items, and yeah, it's cute. I use like different chairs, different items to make them look like different but the same. And I love it. This is such a cool concept. I love. Does it give like actual houseboat? Maybe not. Like, you don't have to think it looks like a houseboat. You could think that it looks like just like a bunch of buildings scattered across the water. That's totally fine. I like to pretend in my head that this is a houseboat.
Okay.
And something I did do to kind of give more the illusion that it's like perhaps a boat is, unlike the rest of the island where I did place like the yachts basically throughout the entire water area, this water area I didn't place the yachts, so I'm hoping it kind of gives the illusion that there are boats like just kind of standing on their own versus like having the yachts kind of float among them. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm hoping it does. I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? You guys give me your opinion, and if you think it looks nothing like a houseboat, don't tell me because you'll hurt my feelings.
Oh, that's the thing I'm sensitive about.
But anyways, now we're moving on to placing a bunch of wheat fields and garden rocks and stuff. And basically, I'm just trying to cover the back of the island so you can't see the rocks. I just want to give the illusion that the water kind of just expands past this area. I still think I have to add even more than I placed down today, but we're just kind of like placing a few, and there's no like specific way I place them, so they're just kind of like all over the place. I just wanted to feel like very overgrown and very kind of gives that tropical jungle element that I kind of have discussed this island does have kind of a little bit. I feel like the vine benches kind of definitely give that overgrown feel along with the wheat fields. And something I did in my last video that some people mentioned is that they love like the bigger areas at the center of the water where I'm placing a lot of the wheat fields and garden rocks. So I try to incorporate that in this build, and also planting a couple more trees at the center of like these more grassy areas in the water. And then instead of like customizing the codes to go around it, I'm just kind of like hiding where the tree is kind of like randomly placed with like just a bunch of items, and it looks really good. I like it. It just kind of gives like, once again, like that really overgrown kind of vibe, and I don't know, I'm really pleased with it. So yeah, we're basically finished the actual houseboat portion of the build, and I was just kind of like filling in that space. And I realized as I was working on it, I was like, you know what we could do just to kind of like finish off this build? Connect this area to the seafood restaurant that I did for Huck. So that's what we're doing here. Not a huge ton of buildings actually done. It's just connecting the dock area that is behind my res services, and then kind of like where the build for Blather's tent was in the last build, and then the seafood restaurant. So everything's just kind of like tying together. So all I did was just connect the docks, add a couple more bits of water code, and tons more wheat fields and garden rocks and stuff. I can't tell you how many wheat fields I've used on this island so far. The answer is many. And every time I think I have a bunch more, I look at my inventory and I realize that I have none left in storage. So
I'm not taking my eyes off you.
Hey, SpongeBob.
Hi, Patrick.
a lot of wheat fields are being used on this island, which is fine. I don't even think this is the island I've used the most amount of wheat fields before, but it's just one of my favorite items, and it just works. You can't complain. You just can't complain. But yeah, we're finishing out this little dock area that's right next to Huck's house, and then this little building is right behind Res Services, and as you can see, it's just kind of connecting these last little spaces and just kind of finishing off this build. I probably will be working on behind this area in the next build, and to the right. We'll see, but I have a couple of really fun builds planned for this island that we haven't started to work on yet, so I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, we're basically finished up today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you are not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you watched all the way to the end. Drop a seashell emoji in the comments if you made it to the end, or just let me know how your day is going in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.